I want you to listen to a quote from the administrator of the Christian shelter in Salisbury. Mary Williams said this: "I can't imagine working anywhere and not being able to pray with someone."
I also have a quote that I want to read from this book. It's from Mr. J, who stayed at the Christian shelter back in 1991. It says, "I was hopeless, helpless, lost. It's like somebody has switched the light on, and now I can see things a lot clearer."
Wow. For 40 years now, the Christian shelter has been a game changer for people on Delmarva in a great time of need. And we are so happy to spend some time with the shelter's executive director. This is Anthony Dickerson. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me
this afternoon. You know,
Yes.
It's one thing for us to talk about the impact the Christian shelter has had on folks through the years, but it's another to hear from them, these testimonials, isn't it?
Absolutely. We at the Christian shelter, we're about transforming lives. I had one gentleman that he said, "Mr. Dickerson, I've been knowing you for 57 days. I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking." He was able to save money. And for the first time in 60 years, he got his own apartment. And so to hear stories like that is remarkable.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we now have 40 years of serving Delmarva. It's all chronicled in this new book. Can you tell us some details about, what's in the book? And
we're excited to have this book. It was the author, John Ramkin, and we're excited that it really tells our history. It really tells our story. And you will have to read it. It tells our story. It tells where we've come from, where we are now, and it tells the future. What are our plans for the future? It's a remarkable, it's a well-written book. It's well put together. It's not just words, it's pictures. So you can follow our history.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see how far you have come over those years, because the first structure that the shelter was in, it was a shack, basically.
Yeah, basically it was a little room, and now to see where we've been and see the shelter now is remarkable. It used to be an old sewing factory.
Well, looking at where we are in today's climate, do you notice an increase in need?
Oh yeah, since the pandemic, I think. There's a lot of needs. There's a lot of people are experiencing, a lot of new families are experiencing homelessness. I was on a conference call on yesterday, and it said we have about 140 people that are homeless, and it's climbing. So we're seeing a great need in the community.
Yeah, and you mentioned community, and one thing that you see in this book is how the Christian shelter relies on community and has for the past 40 years. So what can we do as a community to keep this shelter open?
Well, as you know, we don't receive any government funds. Everything is donations. And so one of the things that you can do, and we're hoping that the community will come to our rescue, is to purchase this book. This book, you've got to have this book. It's a limited edition. It's again, it was well written, well put together. It tells our history. It's only $25. We're looking for the community to really support this book and to really support us.
And Anthony, I can only imagine how gratifying it is for you to see these people get the help and then rise out of the darkness.
Absolutely. To see where they have come from and see where they're going is just remarkable. We're about, like I said, we're about transforming lives. We have different programs. We have financial literacy. We have a trauma therapist. We have mental health. We partner with the health department. We partner with Warwick College. They do a GED program. We have a lot of programs so we've come a long way.
Yeah, but I think the back of the book sums it up the best. It says this shelter was planned, built, and is provided for by God through His people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much for coming in and bringing these books. And we'll make sure we have information on our website so that you can get one of these books and help the Christian shelter in Salisbury. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you again.